The big trucks arrived early and they were filled with big white blocks of insulation. They were quickly offloaded. The first photo shows them on the roof of the phys ed building after being lifted there by the long boom crane. The second picture was taken by Stephanie. You can see the progress in forming the foundation for the garage. The third photo is a late arrival of still more insulation a little after noon. And the last picture is of the regraded area that was a big mud puddle. What was done last week in drying up the pond had to be redone this morning because of the Sunday rain. The roller was used to smooth out the gravel. The first 4 or 5 photos look, from a distance, like there are tons of block snow on the roof and they are going to build igloos. The second look indicates just more insulation for the roof. Note that it is still put down in layers. A photo of the garage foundation work is added. There has been a small 2-story scaffolding assembled at the northwest corner of the phys ed building. Patty has provided not only the photo, but the words to describe what is going on today at the site of the 2-story garage.
Pumper is busy putting more concrete foundation for the garage. You can see the workers smoothing it down. The American crane was busy putting up more framing boards for the walls. If you look closely on the ground to the right of the crane, they were busy measuring and putting some red marks there. What's next? 2 trucks are waiting on Talus Drive to come in. The trunchless truck is bringing in a piece of equipment. The truck behind has what looks like cable to be delivered.
The second photo shows the activity on completing the east wall. Forms have been fabricated and installed for the pour of this retaining wall. The stairs in the lowest portion of the southeast stairwell almost touch the floor. Pandecking is used to complete this little job. Whoosh! As of tomorrow, a year has gone by. That's a year of serious construction. During the winter of 2020, not much was done because of the rain. Who wants to work in the rain? I wonder if they'd like that time back now. Again, thanks to Stephanie, we have something to see in the north end. Both Stephanie and Patty think work has started on the traffic lights on Talus. I agree based on what I see in the photo. The other photo shows the start of layering insulation on the outside wall to the phys ed building covered play area. See the yellow plastic material in the circle. Stephanie sent this photo today. We, Lynn and I, needed it as we were involved in a couple of other activities. I look at it and wonder when the other side of the foundation wall forms will be added, or will they be sprayed with shotcrete? As they are now, they cannot be load-bearing. They need 2 sides of the form to work. Late last week, 2 spools of cable appeared on the scene. They were gone over the weekend, and today they are back. I'll guess that they are fiber optic, but they could be electrical. It looks to be too early to start laying cable, but that's another area that I don't know much about. See the photo. A green pumper arrived late this afternoon. It was doing a pour in the car lane, playing field area. See the photo. Northern exposure. Okay, where did that term come from? Contrary to Google, where did it originate? My answer is the best studio light for artists to paint by, such as southern exposure in the northern hemisphere, is too harsh. Anyway, here's a chance to pick a subject that is somewhat dear to both artists and certain TV show devotees. Northern Exposure, a show that ran for 6 years. This choice should really please the TV watchers and the artists alike. Don Ryder provides 4 excellent, well, maybe not the rock, photos of the construction in the northern part of the site. They are 1, the view of the school coming up Talus Drive, 2, the rock, 3, east side of the main building, and 4, the parking garage from the main entrance. It is fun to pick the subject titles. If you don't count the mock-up, the first masonry was accomplished today. It is not at all clear where this photo was taken, but it's where the loading dock will be, on the northwest corner of the phys ed building. On an unrelated subject, It occurred to me to look up while in the number 9 stairwell here at Timber Ridge. The bottom side of the landing is pan decking, concrete on top. I offer this for those who have wondered just exactly what is pan decking. There were a lot more than 3 jobs going on today. Here is just a sampler. 1. By 7 a.m., a Ralph's pumper with a boom was on site for a pour on the lower level of the south building, the phys ed building. 2 Zambonis were used for smoothing the concrete surface. These are the 3 or 4 bladed trowels machines that are managed by 1 riding worker each. Another Ralph's pump was in the car lanes area, probably working with the endless retaining wall. The roofing team was back at work placing the many layers of roofing material, including the big, lightweight white blocks. 3. Orange siding is being put on over the yellow GP layer on the southeast corner of the phys ed building. See the photo for all 3 jobs. The photo is of a concrete boom pump in action down on the playfield, one of today's models. I wonder what this machinery will look like in 100 years. It looks like all it needs is a brain. It has a prehensile trunk, better than that of an elephant. Talk about giraffes getting to the best leaves in the treetops. This pumper can go to a much higher level. It has 4 legs for stability, and it has wheels to go quickly most anywhere. Just like today's contractor, it can look at the plans and decide what to do, what it thinks best. P.S. Apologies to Cornerstone. Good luck is when you are out of ideas for a photo or 2 and along comes 3 pictures of the northern construction happenings. The first 3 photos are thanks to Bill Weirtman. The major work going down on the east retaining wall was the removal of the forms. See the photo. Werner Henn provided 3 of the 4 photos this evening. The first is of the east side of the school. The emergency access road is nearly ready to be paved. The second shows a view of the school that we will someday get so used to seeing as we drive up Tallis Drive. The third may become monotonous, the view of the fake rock that hides the retaining wall details. I think I took the 4th photo. It shows the crowded phys ed building roof. Recently, a railing was added between the phys ed and the classroom buildings. It is located on the phys ed side and is so close to the adjacent building that its function or usefulness is a mystery. Work on the addition of traffic lights has definitely started, I think. They are using the no-trench system to lay in the necessary utilities to keep the lights functioning. And last and probably least, one of the 2 puddle jumpers, the orange one being used by DMI, was exchanged for another one quite like it. Another day with plenty going on. One of the first things was the arrival of a tall black crane capable of lifting from the ground to the rooftop. It did a lot of this, including lifting trash circled off the roof and into a dump truck to be hauled off-site today. The means of containment while getting from the roof down was a bag that opened at the top to be filled and opened at the bottom to be emptied. When the truck was full, the contents were covered by a tarp that rolled over everything before going on the highway. The first photo shows some of this work. The second photo is to show what I consider the most important event of the day, namely the application of asphalt to provide a safety and maintenance access lane. The red dump trucks bring in the asphalt, but it is not poured directly onto the ground like for the bus lanes, but rather poured into a yellow machine, circled, that warms it and then spreads it onto the roadbed. It is driven by 1 operator. The third photo is provided to show how much neater the phys ed roof is. Also, you can just see a small area of new black asphalt on the corner of the phys ed building. This is the new emergency vehicle lane. The last photo is different in that it shows people looking over the site. The man on the left is possibly the superintendent, Colm McGlynn. If I wanted to see how much work a crew could do in a day, I might look for a work area that was distinct from other areas. The phys ed roof seems to be such an area. The first photo is where they were yesterday at quitting time, and the second photo at the end of workday today. Quite a difference. Other activities today are the Komatsu digging up and loading muddy dirt from the Grand Canyon area into the double dump trucks. This dirt is then taken off site. The trucks then return with gravel. Of course, there are lots of little jobs going on all the time, too many to list here.